Hey guys, this is David with Great Choice Audio Video. Hey, we're day one starting this project. We showed you guys in some unboxing videos of the KEF in-wall subs, and so today we're finally installing those and getting the system going. So just to tell you a little bit about the room, it's an upstairs, kind of like a barn area with kind of A-frame ceiling, all wood, super nice. At the top there, we have a pair of Atmos speakers, which is going to be KEF, the CI160s. In the rear of the room, right here, we have a pair of KEF CI160s for the rear surrounds. And we have a short wall down here. You see, we have an in-wall sub down here, and we have four in-wall subs. So let me take you to the front of the room real fast. So we have one here, one there, and one there. 3 subs in the front, 1 in the back, and then it's a short wall in the back. So the seating is going to be pushed back facing this wall. There's a little group set, so that way we have kind of just this area that we're focused on. Let me show you these guys. If I can get my finger in this magnetic part. So here is the sub, and again we have 4 in total, and then you got nice magnetic grills to put them in place just like that. So on this wall we have the 85-inch Sony going in with a pair of T-series on each side, with one T-series, the 301 going underneath, and we got Ronnie over here working on the rack. So we have a short rack. What size rack we have going on this one? You remember how many? It is a 21U rack. So it's not a huge rack, but we'll have a lot of cool equipment in there. We have the Integra DRX 3.4. There's the KEF Casa 500 amp that's going to run all 4 subs. We have a switch, watt box surge protection. What else we got? We have a Sonos port going in here, so we could stream music because they have Sonos in the other house, so they wanted to kind of keep with that. We're just using a MX990 with a RF base station to control the system. Pretty simple setup, guys. And then there'll be a streamer. I think there's an Apple TV going in on the system. So, and of course, right here is the rack location where we have all of our wires coming out of the wall. We'll have a grommet plate going right there. We got a dedicated power right here. So the rack will sit right next to this wall switch. So nice and clean, fit and finish. They didn't want it on the other side of this wall because it's a pantry. They didn't want it in the pantry for some reason. So, but we still got to bring up the 85-inch TV. We're going to hang that, get the speakers going over there. And Ronnie will continue on with this rack. So again, pretty basic rack. So it should go up pretty quick. So stay tuned. We'll get some more going. Thanks. Hi guys, so let's take you for a little bit more progress on the room. We have toned out all the wires. Let's take you to where the rack is going over here. Ronnie's working. And on the floor here, we have all of our wires. And see, we have a label on every one of them so we know exactly where they go. So we got the front, left, right, center, Atmos, surround, and the 4 subs are now all labeled and ready to go. Again, guys, for those that do racks, label your wires. So let's take you to the rack, what we got going on so far. And the reason why we do racks is because everything lays out so nice and clean. So he's got the receiver here at the bottom, see, with a vent rack right above it, because you know receivers get hot. You don't want to stack anything on top. So anytime you put equipment in a cabinet, usually not a good thing because it's got to vent air and you can't stack things on top of things. So so as you can see with the rack, proper ventilation. So we have a vented plate right above the receiver, a vented plate right above this amplifier, which is for the KEF subwoofers, and then we got some 2-space blanks or 2-space shelves for future equipment, for gaming stations, cable boxes, satellite boxes, things of that nature. We got the internet switch at the top because we're going to direct connect everything in the rack. And then let me spin this thing around a little bit. and Ronnie's working on all this stuff, so he'll make it all nice and clean. But you can see it's so much easier to get to the back of the rack. So we'll show you a finished product when it's all done. Obviously it's not finished, we're still working on it. But typically he'll start with all his powers, and he'll run all his power cables to one side of the rack. And these are what's called lacing bars. This is what makes it super nice and clean, guys. So having these makes it super nice, making them go in and out of things. So, and they'll all have labels, things of that nature as you go up the rack. So everything's got its place and its purpose. So super nice. So powers usually go on one side, all the rest of the wires go on the other side. We'll have a trunk coming into the rack, and it'll come up a little bit higher into the rack. That way it's not dragging down onto the ground as you need to move it around this and that. So let's go check the wall out that we're doing over here. We got this 85-inch Sony. It's the X91J. This big old box right here. So we got the bracket on the wall. We got our plate. We have two Cat 6s. People always ask us, what the heck you guys use Cat 6 for all the time? Well, we're using HDMI Balun with audio return, because we were going to use the TV apps to get the audio back to the amplifier. So we're using one of those dedicated for that. And because we are using TV apps, we want the TV to have the best internet possible, so we use the other one for direct connection for internet. So one for HDMI Balun, one for internet. And then the third one is a speaker line for the center channel, which we're going to mount underneath the TV. So we got to get these bad boys mounted. Ronnie's still working on the rack, so we got lots more to go, but stay tuned, guys. We'll see you at the end. Hey guys, give you another update as we're doing this project. So as you guys may or may not know, when doing a custom rack, it does take some time, because we're trying to be meticulous as far as bringing in all the wires, making sure they're managed properly so they actually look good. So anytime we have to come back out to the house to add or take anything out, it's very organized. It's way easier to work on. So as you can see, maybe all these lacer bars, we got Velcro and zip ties. We make them go across the whole side. So you can see even all the power supplies. So you take that as labels on them, and all of our speaker inputs at the bottom, labels on them with bananas as we go up the rack. Now we don't have a whole lot of stuff in the rack just yet, but usually we start with the amps at the bottom and work our way up. But yeah, it's coming along. Takes a while, guys, but hey, it's well worth it at the end, because you have a nice clean finished product and it's not a big wiring mess, and it looks like it's organized because it's all labeled. So for those of you guys that do racks that don't do all that stuff, you should not. You should always label and make it nice and clean. So now we have a nice finished, let me show you front wall. So here we got the big 85-inch TV going through all the setup. We have the KEF T-Series. These are the 301s, and we have the T301C underneath, right there in the middle. So once we get finished with the rack, we'll go through setting up the TV. We'll go through some calibration. Actually on the KEF, the Casa amp needs an update. So we gotta do a software update. We'll probably do that tomorrow. Once we do the software update for all 4 of these subs, then we'll start calibrating the audio for this whole room. And again, it's a huge room, but we're only really focused on the center section. So you can see that way, guys, there's open area over there. It's kind of cool seeing all the open ductwork, for all the heat and air. But we don't have anything going quite that far. We just have right above us where we have the pair of Atmos there. Let me swing you around, and pair of rears there. So see that little short wall? That's where we have the single subwoofer right there in the middle. And then of course, see if I can take you down here. If you look down that way, we have a sub. a sub, and a sub. So 3 in the front to hit this whole front section. So this is the widest area. So this thing should sound really, really good. So a lot of planning has gone into this, even though it's a very simple system, but it should be a lot of fun. Be able to enjoy some nice movies and sporting events up here. So again, guys, we're almost done. Like I said, we'll be back out tomorrow to finish and wrap this thing up, calibrating the audio. We'll probably hook up a Blu-ray Ultra HD player just to test it out, some nice video and some nice audio, and we'll show you guys some clips of that. So stay tuned to the end. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We got lots of cool videos coming out here in the near future, and can't wait to get to those. So stay watching, and we'll see what it looks like when we get done with this bad boy, see what it sounds like. Here we go.